Hello, I'm making some pesto tonight. I've just made some fresh pasta. So I thought something light, between Christmas and New Year. You've eaten a lot of rich food, so I thought let's do something light tonight. So pasta is it? So I've got some fresh pasta in the fridge. That's just dressed in and ready to roll out. I've done a video on that already, so there's one there if you're interested. If not, packet stuff, 10, 11 minutes, done. This is one of the easiest meals you'll ever do. So, without further ado, let's get on. We need a few ingredients. First one is we need basil. I like using the fresh stuff. You can't get any fresher than that, can you? It's growing, it's alive. We need pine nuts. To make a pesto, generally, you need nuts, you need like a herb, you need some Parmesan cheese, and a bit of seasoning. So, without further ado, yeah, I'm using pine nuts in mine, Parmesan cheese, etc, etc. So let's get on with it. So I want 50 grams of basil. Now, if I want to get 50 grams of basil leaves, I'll be here all day. So I'm using the stalks as well because there's as much flavour in the stalks, and they're very soft. It's a soft herb, as the leaves themselves. So let's zero that. Make sure we're all fine. I think I'm going to need quite a bit of this, to be fair. 50 grams. Oh, that's only 4. So let's attack the plant, shall we? Let's just hack the basil in there. It's all clean. I've done it. It's had a rinse when it first came in. It's passed the cleanliness test. The cleanliness test. 11. Oh, hey, we're going to decimate the basil at this rate. 15 grams. All right. Good job. We've got a spare, isn't it? Sometimes I buy the leaves just for convenience, in the small packs. But to be fair, you don't really get better than. Now I'm not going to totally wipe that out, so I've took it right. I've took it right down, but I'm going to leave that now, so that will come back. So we're not wasting it. We just cut it back and using it. So I've got another one, and we're going to crack on with this one. So let's do the same again. Right, we've got 20, where are we? 25. It's taking a fair bit of basil. Right, where are we? Right, 35. Do you know what? We're just going to have to, I think we're just going to have to go for it. Yeah, we're going to have to go for it. I'll leave it at the base. I'm sure we'll get a couple of shoots coming back from that one. I don't like to trim it back too far, but in the interest of making my recipe, this is more important. So get that in there. What have we got now? 45, 43, 44, 45. We're still not there. We need the old 50 grams. So let's yeah, we've got as much as I think we're going to get off them blighters. They might come back anyway. 47 grams. I won't argue about 3 grams. So that's a fair bit of old basil in there. There's a few leaves escaped, so that should make us to the point. So it's fair. There's quite a lot there. I say it might be more cost effective to buy the packs already kind of just pre-cut. But anyway, so we want... right. So we've got 50 grams of basil. We want 25 grams of pine nuts. This should be a bit quicker. A lot easier to weigh out the pine nuts than the 27, 26, 25. There we go. In with the pine nuts. Now we want 35 grams of Parmesan cheese. I think I'll use a bigger bowl. And rather than use my little big rate, I'll use a big one. Zero that one. Let's have a go. 35 grams. You might say, why don't you just do it all in the blender? It's all going in there. Well, I would do, but you've got to give it a fighting chance. I don't want, to be fair, I don't want really big lumps kicking around in there. And sometimes, as good a job as that does, it doesn't quite, it's not making a puree or anything like that. It's just giving us a blend. 35, that's a touch more in there. That's good. So let's tidy up. Let's get some of our rubbish out of the way that we don't need. There we go. Right, next thing we need is about 1/3 of a clove of garlic in there. So it's quite garlic. You've got to be careful whenever you're using it raw in this state. A little goes a long way. So don't just think more is more. It isn't. Less is more sometimes. You want the flavour without it punching, punching the living daylights out of you. So that's that. Next thing we want, a tablespoon of water. This just helps loosen it as it's blending. If I get it, there we go. Tablespoon of water. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now I use extra virgin for this because it's a finishing oil. I'm not using this for, cooking. It will be going into a pasta sauce, but essentially it's not getting cooked, it's only just getting warmed in the pasta. So there we go, 2 good tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Get rid of that, get the top on there. And finally, a good grind of pepper. Seasoning. Really, it's important, everything. If you don't get the seasoning right, you've done all the hard work, but it just doesn't taste right at the end. And so seasoning is the key. And what you've got to be careful of is you've got to first think what's in there. So because we've got Parmesan cheese, and that's making up about a third of the ingredients, that's quite salty. So what we're actually going to do, we're just going to put a tiny, I know it needs some, so I'm going to put a small pinch in, it's the 3-finger pinch, put a small pinch in there, and I'm going to taste it at the end, and if it needs a bit more, it needs a bit more. The other things you can add to it at this point, if you want to make it a bit more interesting, I mean, I like lemon, as you know. Lemon is one of the key flavours for me because it just adds so much. I wouldn't put the juice in, but the zest, by all means, put some zest in. In fact, you know what? It's going in there. You're not eating it, I'm eating it. So you might say, I don't. I get so many people say to me, I don't like that. I think, it's mine, not yours. If you don't like it, you don't put it in. But I love it. Lemon is one of my favourite ingredients. It just, I don't know, it just adds that little bit of something at the end that lifts so many different dishes to a different dimension. Just with a little spritz of lemon, a little bit of zest in there. It just, we were talking about flavour and how flavour works and how it works in our mouth. And when things are jarring because you've got too much of this or too much of that, you've got to kind of balance everything out. But the more kind of notes that are singing, the better the sound in your mouth, metaphorically speaking, of course, because you can make sound, but you know what I'm talking about. Right, without further ado, let's whiz it up. It doesn't take long. Get that on, and we're just looking for a coarse paste, basically, and that, my friends, is due for a little scrape down. I'll go and get a little scraper because I need one of those. I'll be there. 2 seconds. We're there. Little scrape down, another little whiz bomb. To be fair, I could use it like that. That's fine. I'm going to taste it while we're there as well. Needs a salt. Yeah, absolutely. I can taste the salt from the cheese, but because the salt from the cheese is the cheese is still hard, it takes a bit longer for that to come through. So the hit of the salt, I think, needs to be lost that front and centre, and I've lost something else. There it is. I'm working in the smallest space in the world here, and actually, just tasting it, I think we could get get away with a bit more lemon in there as well. I'm a lemon lover, as you can tell. Oh, don't put that in. Oh, look at that now. Don't put that in because that'll take a bit of blending. Still use that. Right, here we go. Get it on there. Last little whiz, and that's it. Job done. So we've got our pesto, which you can by all means buy out of a jar. However, it will not taste as fresh or as delicious as this pesto will taste. And there, that's beautiful. Now, it's down to you, texture-wise, if you want it smoother. Just keep on blending it, I quite like a little bit of texture left in it. I don't like it into this particular one. I don't like into smooth puree because everything's kind of soft with pasta in anyway. So that little textural difference just adds some interest to this particular dish that I'm doing, which is just pasta and pesto. So it's as simple as that. One of the easiest meals you can make, and without the waffling, one of the quickest things you can make. Like I say, I'm doing my own pasta, but by all means, you grab a packet of pasta out the cupboard, 11 minutes, job done, and you've got pesto pasta, fresh, healthy meal, delicious. If you wanted to, you could put some, something with it, some meat or whatever, some seafood in there. I quite like prawns. I know a lot of you don't like prawns. I do, so it's mad. So don't whinge. It's my dish. But you put whatever you like in there. So we're done. That's it. I'm done waffling. You were sick of listening to me. I can tell. You keep your eyes open, you. So that's it for today. I'm gonna have me tea soon, and I'll take a picture and post that on Facebook. In the meantime, by the way, I've my nephew was round today, and he was saying, "Oh, I can't see any videos. I'm not on Facebook." So I've had to post some of these on YouTube. So no doubt that'll bring a raft of its own problems. No doubt dislikes and everything else in the world, but we'll face that later. But for the time being, we're just posting as normal on here. So have a good night and bye for now.